What tools you need to run and operate a business on the go. What's up everybody, my name is Salua. I am a digital entrepreneur coach and I'm here to help you how to start and grow your online business using digital marketing. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing for new videos like this every week on how to start, launch, and grow your business online. All right, so today we are going to talk about what online tools you need to start and to run your business online. So today's presentation is going to be a little bit different because it's a live class replay with my screen. So I'm going to share with you exactly what tools I use to run my own business. And as you know, I'm a digital nomad currently in Switzerland in the Swiss Alps. And I've been traveling and running my business remotely as a digital nomad for almost 2 years and having my own online business for 6 years now. So if you do have any questions or comments, please leave them below and enjoy the presentation. All right, let's get started. For those who don't know me, my name is Salua. I am a business and marketing coach, and I am also a digital creator. So what that means is I create content online to help and support a community of digital entrepreneurs. I've been a business coach for 6 years, since 2014. I've been full-time for my business for 3+ years. I've had and run a digital marketing agency where I focused on social media, so I can give you a lot of information about that. And then I worked for Google at some point, which gave me a lot of, I learned a lot from that experience. That was also in the US. I've hosted events for 3 years every month, and I was able to help hundreds of women. My event was focusing on women. I helped hundreds of women entrepreneurs start, launch, and grow their online business. And I am now the founder of the School of How To. That's the group you're in, and it's an online platform where you can get free and paid small courses that are very affordable and straight to the point. And now I've been a digital nomad for a year. So I left the US in last April, and it's going to be, next month's going to be a year. And I've been to 10 countries this year. I lived in 10 countries, and right now I am in Romania. So today we are going to go over the tools you need to start and grow your online business. I am going to share with you the tools that I use, and I'm also going to share with you tools that I recommend. However, I want you to be really aware of this. Before you get an online business, you need to set up your legalities. You should be able to already have set up your business. So you can do this either S Corp, LLC, a sole proprietor. There's so many other ways. A freelancer, technically, I don't think they even have to set that up. But you would need to have a tax ID number, a business EIN number. So if you want more information about that, you can leave me a comment and then I can give you a class focused on that. And then we can even bring an attorney, or we can do something where you can learn a lot more about this. The next thing I recommend is to have a CPA. My CPA is the one that does pretty much everything with my business, except on top of my taxes, she also does, she registered my business for me. So they're very helpful to have a CPA in your team, and an attorney. And if you cannot afford an attorney, there's many companies like LegalZoom or Legal Shield. You pay a monthly fee, I think it's $29 a month. And then you can have access to an array of legal advice, and they help you with many, many things. So I highly recommend them. Check in your industry if you need to have any business licenses and also insurance. So that way you are set for your business. And the next thing is a business bank account. I personally have PayPal Business. This is what I use. But I also have an account with Ally, and but Ally, I don't think is a business. I don't think they offer a business account, but you can even go to your local credit union. I think they offer also a business account. So you would have to check that up depending on where you are, what country you are. So check the legalities of where you are. Okay, so next we are going to go over domain name registrar. So if you are not in business yet and you need to register your domain name, so that's going to be the name of your business. These are the places you want to go. I registered my business name on GoDaddy. but any of these platforms works fine. I think Google also have now a Google website. You can also register with them, and then you can, most of the time you can transfer your domain name. So for example, I had my domain, I bought it first with GoDaddy, then I hosted it with Google, and then after that I transferred it. Now it's under Weebly/iPage. So this is where my website is. So before you purchase or you've look for domain name registrar, I would recommend to do your research to find out, first of all, what do you already have in place? If you have nothing in place, it's probably a good idea to have everything under the same roof. But if not, you can totally change that as well. So you have to make sure that you are able to redirect or transfer it. So for example, I had this business name at some point for my social media company that was called Ebeline Media. And I think I had it with, I don't remember with who, I think maybe to GoDaddy, but I wanted to redirect that name to my other website. So you have to figure out who does that. And then, but most of the time they are able to do it. So let me know if you have any questions on that. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a delay here. So sometimes I will see your questions where I probably would have moved on already to the next thing. But feel free to put your question down and then I will answer them. Next is website. So again, this is highly recommended to have a website. One thing I recommend is that if you do a couple of things, obviously you want to you don't want to confuse your customers or clients. So for example, if you do photography and then you do Bitcoins and sell jewelry, I mean, it's so good and dandy to have different type of businesses, but honestly, have a website for each of your things because you do not want to confuse your customers. And if they're confused, they're not going to stay. You have 7 seconds to grab the attention of your website visitor. This is a study that was made, 7 seconds. So you want to make sure that you give them a good impression. But not only that, the website is so important for a couple of things. First of all, it's your portfolio. So people go there to find out who you are, what you do. Also, you want to get a freebie from the people so that way they are able to maybe collect their emails. We'll get to the email section in a second. But you want to always offer value, and obviously you want to be, you want whatever you offer for your freebie has to make sense with your offer. And I'll get into that when we talk about the email section. But what I recommend is if you have a website or if you're starting out with a website, you have your main page. On your home page, you want to be able to right away give them a call to action. So if you're a photographer, you want to have the main page with maybe a couple of beautiful photos of whatever the work you do. And then you have to make it about them. You can say, click here to get X, Y, and Z. It has to make sense with your business, and it always, always has to offer value for people. You have to remember this because this is massively important. I mean, we're all there to make money. We want to have a business that thrives and we financially profitable. I'm 100% there with you. However, you always want to provide value first. It's about them before you. That's what it is to be in business. So here are a couple of websites that I recommend. Squarespace is very easy to navigate. If you are interested, I can do a whole masterclass on Squarespace, and you just comment what you need and I can show you. I have iPage and Weebly. That's where my websites are. Wix is also a very good and easy to navigate. WordPress is a little bit more difficult because it's not so difficult. Depends how tech savvy you are, but I would recommend that if you have the fund that you want to have somebody to do it for you, I would recommend you do that. So these are the websites I recommend. Obviously, there's a lot more sites out there. There's a lot more platforms out there. But those are my recommendation, and I think those are the most known. So Squarespace, Weebly, iPage, Wix, and WordPress. Also, WordPress is known to be really good with SEO. So if you want to go all in and start with a WordPress, awesome. If you are not sure and you want to maybe start slow with Squarespace, you can start with that, and then you can transfer later with WordPress. Or you can start with the business with any of them, and then later hire somebody that can do it for you. That's what I recommend.
I actually I did my website myself, but I then hired a freelancer to help me with a couple of plugins. So that's what I did, and it cost me almost nothing. And my website is saluaibalin.com. So I'll put them below, so if you want to go check it out. So it was all done by myself. It did a couple of weeks. But then I had the freelancer help me also. I think for 3 sessions we had. All right. So yesterday, some of you requested some information for a t-shirt business, online t-shirt business. Again, I'll be happy to offer a masterclass for that. And you just let me know, and then I will plan this. But for right now, if you are in e-commerce, so e-commerce, it's product, so it involves a third-party shipping. So if you're in drop shipping, you would want to have one of those sites, and or any products. If you have, if you work with Etsy, for example, Etsy is e-commerce, Alibaba is e-commerce, all of this, Amazon e-commerce, all of these platforms sell products, sometimes digital products as well. And but they are really good with shipping and also good with SEO. They also work differently. For example, WooCommerce works really well with WordPress. So see, you have to find out, what platform really works with what. So Shopify is a very well known. Some people told me, I don't have a Shopify account, but based on the people I talked to, they said that Shopify is pretty complex because they want to keep their people under Shopify. So if you get any problem with Shopify, then you have to hire a Shopify expert, and they don't really transfer to any other e-commerce platform. Things may have changed, but this is what I've heard. I know WooCommerce is really good with WordPress, and WordPress is top of the line when it comes to SEO. So you have to do your research when it comes to that. Squarespace also offer an e-commerce platform. BigCommerce is another big one. PrestaShop, Volusion. There's honestly tons of them out there, but I wanted to give you these so at least you have some ideas. And so you got to do your research to figure out what platform works best with what. When we do the masterclass about the t-shirt line, I will do my research to recommend you what e-commerce platforms I think is best. But sometimes when you go with third party, again, they take care of that. All right, so this is my favorite by far. Okay, so email marketing services. I honestly, and not just me, a lot of people would recommend to have an email marketing service. Why is email so important? I think email marketing is really the next thing when it comes to marketing, simply because you own your email list. You own it. If you have 50,000 followers on Instagram, for example, and tomorrow Instagram goes down, you lose it all. That's it. You don't own Instagram, and you don't own Facebook, and you don't own any of these social media platforms, but you do own your email list. Also, when you have a mailing list, you have a community of people that you've built relationship with. What I mean by that is that you have sent them a lot of value. They are interested in what you have to say. They're interested in your content. They see you as an expert, and the people who really are interested in what you have to offer will stay on your mailing list, and they will engage with you. Now, with those mailing services, there's so many things you can do to figure out how your mailing lists work. So you can look at the analytics to see who's responding, who's engaging, who's opening the emails. You can see many things. You can see where are the people. You can look at in the analytics still, you can see where the people are located in the world. You can then create email sequences. I recommend ConvertKit. This is the one that I use. But before that, I used to use MailChimp. So if you are interested in, if you are just starting out, I think MailChimp has they have a free plan. And then ConvertKit just launched a free plan also for artists, but I think for artists and creators or something like that. But it's very limited. And then after that, the cheapest or the most affordable plan on ConvertKit, I think, is $29 for under 1,000 subscribers. And then after that, it's going to be $50 for over 3,000. So this is what I pay. I think it's over 1,000 or 3,000. I pay $50 with ConvertKit. This is a very, very important investment. If you are in business and do not have an email list, my friends, you are staying behind. There's many ways to create a funnel, but I'm just going to give you a basic so at least you have that for now. What you want to do is to offer value to the people. So value can be something like we're doing right now. So I'm offering you value because you're interested in what I have to say. But this can be something different. For example, if you are let's say if you are learning to draw and you find out this amazing artist on YouTube and you follow the artist, and then you go on the website of that artist, and the first page you have is, hey, this is 10 best tools I use to start drawing, or 5 ways you can improve your painting. I'm just giving you an example. These are type of content that is valuable to customers, and you offer them value. They want to get that, and because they want to get that PDF, checklist, guide, ebook, whatever you have to offer, they'll enter the email, and then they'll get the automatic download. And then they are now on your mailing list, and it's up to you to nurture that relationship with that person. So for example, at the beginning of my business, I had MailChimp and I had an opt-in freebie, and I had, I think, 40 people who had signed up for a social media thing that I had talked about, and then I never followed up. So I had 40 people sitting on my mailing list and on that specific freebie, and I never followed up. So I could have really built a community. You just need one person that's really interested, and that person is going to tell other 10 people, and then 10 people are going to tell 10 people, and that's how you build a business. That's how you build a reputation. So you got to follow up with people. You have to nurture the relationship. And here's another advice, and this is honestly what I do. Not every people in marketing do that. Actually, there's a lot of people out there who do things that I don't really agree with. But my main thing here is to offer as much value as possible, because it's always about you. It's always about them. It's about your clients, about what you can help them. And when you do that, people will recognize that, and they will want to learn from you. I had somebody yesterday tell me that if they could be under my umbrella, or under my armpit, I don't know how she said it, and learn from me for days, she would be so happy. This is like such a great compliment for me. Like when somebody's telling me this is a great compliment. So this is what you look for, and that can be translated into your content as well into your freebies, right? So ConvertKit, which I will show you in the email marketing class, how to design a landing page on ConvertKit, how to design a form, how to upload your freebie. I can show you all of this step by step, no problem. And because you get the recording, you could do it over and over again. Once you have one, you can repeat the same process for 10 different freebie. All right, so here you have a list of email marketing platforms. So you have ConvertKit, MailChimp, Constant Contact, Aweber, Drip, GetResponse, Kartra, Kajabi, Infusionsoft, and honestly, there's a lot more, but these are the top ones. All right, so landing page builders. So this is massively important. And again, those are the things I had to figure out on my own, because nobody told me, hey, you need a landing page. I just saw what other people were doing, and then I did my research and I tested, etc. And so then I came to my conclusion on what landing page I needed. So for those who don't know, a landing page is basically like a website, but it's just one page, and it's catered to one thing. So it's either a checkout page where people are going to purchase something from you, so you can take them to that page, or that can be, for example, an event. So you're going to talk about that event, the pain point and benefits, and then you're going to take those people through that funnel when they can then check out. Or you may just offer them something where they are going to click to get whatever you're offering in exchange of the emails. There's many ways to do this. However, I use SamCart. This is what I use only for my checkout page. So for example, when we do one of those masterclass, I will send you a link to that page on SamCart, and you will see the description, and then you'll have a button that says pay what you can, and that is a landing page with a checkout button. That is connected directly to my financial or my PayPal, and so that it has to be done before you set up the landing page. So that way, whoever is buying from you, you can automatically see that on your phone that a purchase has been made. Okay, so that is with SamCart. You can do the same thing with lead pages, and you can design your whole lead page, your whole landing page, and then at the end you also put a checkout button. And by the way, the checkout button doesn't have to be just at the end. Sometimes you have a really long landing page because you're covering many points, and in between you have what we call a call to action. You have a button that would say purchase here or download here or I'm in or I want more info, you know, all of those things there. If you want a class just on that, on how to build a landing page, please write down landing page, and then I'll send you some info for that. When you do create a landing page, you want to follow a certain structure. You want to add stuff like this. And this is also a structure that I can share. It's something like, what is the course about? Let's say it's going to be a course. I'm going to tell you how mine is done for my group coaching. So I have a group coaching program. It starts with a title, what is it about, photos, and then what do you get? So all the pain point and benefits. So 90 minutes, recording, so you write down what's included in the course, and then you have testimonials as much as you want, and then you have, and in between each section, I have a call to action. I would show it to you here, but I can share that with you. But I can do that on the course. And then you are going to put about me. It's important that you tell who you are so people can build trust with you, and they can, you know, do their diligence and see if they think you're credible to do business with you. And I think at the end is just check out again. And then you have your terms and condition. And if you offer a refund, you can put that. If you offer coupons, you can put that as well. So SamCart and lead pages are the one that I know because I've used them a lot. HubSpot is also very, very good. HubSpot basically does pretty much everything when it comes to online marketing. Instapage and ConvertKit. So ConvertKit, this is where I do my landing page for email only. So this is where I collect emails, but where I give you the freebies. So today you will get you will see how my ConvertKit landing page when I'm going to send you this PDF. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to that. If you're going to be in business, start paying attention to what other people in the industry are doing. All right, so the next thing is social media. Social media, massively important. So myself, I have 2 funnels. So what I mean by funnel is 2 places where I put information because I'm in the information business. So I'm consistent, offer value like we're doing right now. And then those 2 go into my funnel, which then are going to be people who are going to purchase from me, but I also are going to build and create business, but build relationship with them. So my 2 funnels are Facebook group, like you see right now, and the other one is YouTube. But for you, it might be something else. If you are on Instagram, you should definitely use Instagram. If you have a visual business, you should definitely use Instagram for there, because Instagram is a great way to build your business as well. So you got to pick wisely. There's tons of social media platform out there. I'm very active on Instagram, but this is not really my funnel. My funnel is YouTube and the Facebook group. Now Pinterest is another amazing platform, and I'm honestly very interested in looking at Pinterest more into details. But you got to do your homework to find out where's your demographic, like who is your client. I know that Pinterest is mostly women, and I think it's more women over 40. So you have to kind of look at who's your audience and where they are. For example, Instagram is more of a younger community, but then again, you know, there's a 1 billion users, 1 billion with the B, monthly user on Instagram. So even if you have 2% of your target market, let's say 65 plus, and you have 2% of a billion, you still have a lot of people you can reach. So Instagram is still a very, very, very good platform, and it's the highest engaged platform. So I'd highly recommend it. If you're very active on there and you want to schedule your posts, it's a good thing to do. I honestly don't schedule my posts for Instagram because I'm so active in it that I just post directly. However, what I do is in my weekly newsletter, I look at the content on my newsletter. So I write it, and then I pick up a few lines, maybe a quote here, maybe a how-to, and then I go ahead and design my post before they go on Instagram and on other platforms. So what I do, I use Canva for my graphic designer out there. I actually bought a Creative Market template. I think I paid $19. that was connected to my branding kit. If you don't know what a branding kit is, it's basically a kit that covers your branding, which means your fonts, your colors, your logos, and then anything that can represent your brand. So I look for something that could represent my brand on Creative Market. If you don't know about Creative Market, it's a great place to get anything that has to do with designs. It's a little bit like Canva, but you can actually buy templates, and then when you have it, you bring them to Canva and you design it on Canva. You can change the color, you can change the font, and it's really good. And then after that, I schedule them using Buffer. So I go to Buffer. I can have up to 3 social media platforms for free. After 3, I have to pay, and I think it starts at $9.99. I'm not really sure. $9. I think it's $9 and then $15. I think but it's pretty affordable. Honestly, if you do not have the time, or if you're doing social media for other people, I definitely recommend a scheduling tool. But if it's just you could do this on your own. Now, with these platforms, what you're gonna do is I highly, highly recommend you do not use or copy paste the same thing for all your platform, because your platforms have different audiences and they are looking for different things. So for example, if you're gonna do all your hashtag on Instagram, which by the way is maximum 30 hashtag on Instagram, and I highly recommend you use them all every time, but use different hashtags. We can do a whole class on hashtags. For the hashtags, you don't want the hashtag on Facebook because Facebook doesn't recognize it. It's not really important. And then LinkedIn has maybe 3 or 4 hashtags they allow, and then it doesn't make sense after that. The hashtag game is really on Instagram. So if you are going to post something, just post it on the platform that makes sense. And then if you want to keep the same photo or the same creative, you can still do that, but you want to make sure that the content is catered to the people from that social media platform. And I don't recommend you to be on everything. Just pick the 2 or 3 platforms that really resonate with you and you know your market is there. For example, for me, it's going to be my Facebook group and then Instagram, and that's pretty much it. I'm not really on Pinterest. I do post occasionally on LinkedIn, but I'm not really active on there. And my Facebook personal page, I mean, it's my people. And my Facebook business page, I think I have 3,000 likes and I have no engagement there. So I don't really know what's going on, but I know my platforms, Instagram, my Facebook group, and YouTube. So same thing for you. Make sure you really do your research there to figure out exactly where's your market. And you need to figure that out by doing an avatar. So the platforms out there, Planoly, Buffer, Hootsuite, Ladder or Later, and Socialbee. There's a lot more out there, but those are the one I recommend. I personally like Buffer and Planoly. Those are the 2 I use a lot. And Ladder or Later has a lot of great blogs out there with great social media information. You need to be in the social media games, guys. Another thing you can do with social media is, if you're overwhelmed, is to just hire a VA or somebody who can run it for you. And you can find these people on Fiverr or Upwork. Okay, Davey, you don't know what an avatar is? An avatar is basically a very, very detailed description of who's your ideal client. So what you do, you gather all the information about ideal client, like the age, where they're from, the level of education, the income, where they live, what they like, what are their problems and challenges. Like, you want to have a really clear idea of who is that person, because that will allow you to market properly to that person. And that also will allow you to find where this person is online and offline. So I highly recommend everybody to figure out who's your ideal client or avatar. Next thing is team management software. Team management software, honestly, is if it's just you probably won't need it. But if you are working with the team, that's a great place to go. I personally use Asana, and I use that with my virtual assistant. So I have 2 assistants. They're not here. One is in Venezuela and the other one is in Philippines. So we have to use Asana. We have to use something so I can talk to them. And so this is really, I mean, I'll talk for Asana because I know about Trello and I know about Monday.com. I've heard great things about them. But because I've used Asana for so long, I just want to stick with it. And so what I use it for is I actually talk to my team there. So for example, every Monday I have a call with my team, and then we'll go over the weekly goals, and then I will add everything into Asana. So I'll create a task, I'll add a deadline, I'll also assign it to somebody, and then I'll write the description of what I need, and I will also maybe do a video, and on the video, I will leave the video there so that I can show them exactly what I need. So Asana is really, really great to be productive for your team. And then you can see the progress, because they'll say it's in progress or it's checked when it's done. And then there's a deadline, there's a calendar. It reminds you how to do these things. So it's really, really cool to have that type of tool. I think Monday.com works about the same way, as well as Trello. I think there's other software, but those are the one that I know. And again, if you want more information about any of these, write down the name and then I'll give you more info. The other two tools that I use and I really like are Zoom is the one that you see right here. So if you can see on the bottom right, there's the logo. So Zoom, really, really important tool that I use every day, to be honest. So Zoom is a video conference software that is free if your conference are going to be under 45 minutes. If they are over 45 minutes, then I think it's $14.99 a month. It's a really, really good investment. That allows me to do meetings like we're doing today, up to 100 people. If it's more than 100 people, then you have to get the webinar function, which is $40. Webinars is another platform. I should have added that to this today. Webinars are very good and very important. That's another way you can do a funnel. Remember earlier I was telling you about Facebook group and YouTube are my funnels. Webinar can be a funnel itself. But again, the webinar are coming from either one of these, either YouTube or your email list. I mean, there's different ways to create a funnels, but you have to figure out where is your market again. Zoom, for example, today, the way I use Zoom is I created a meeting on Zoom, and then I added the description, and then they gave me a registration page. I didn't add this here because then I would have everybody here register for it. So I figured, you know what, because the meeting is going to be on my Facebook group, I'm just gonna invite you directly from here. So what I do then is with Zoom, Zoom allows me to then share this presentation directly on my Facebook group. I could also done it on my page or on my business page. I can pick where I want to have this conference happen. But it was really cool that I could do this on my Facebook group. So technically Zoom, and then I screen share, because Zoom allows you to do that, and that's why you can see my screen right here. And then I can do this simultaneously on Facebook Live. There's a little bit of a delay. That's the only bad thing that's going on. But other than that, it works perfectly fine. And I really like this because I love creating those presentations. I think it's more engaging when people can see it. The other thing that I do with Zoom is it's connected directly with my Google Calendar. So whenever somebody is making an appointment with me, which by the way, I use Calendly, which is an appointment software or scheduler, and you can use that. There's Acuity, Calendly. There's many other platforms. I love Calendly. And so what happens is I connected Zoom with my Calendly. So if you happen to go on my website or you see on my email signature that I have my calendar and you go ahead and schedule a time with me, you will get an automated link to a Zoom conference with the time and date, etc. And then I'll get a notification that you had scheduled a time. And when we get on the time, all I have to do is open my calendar and then click on the link, and then Zoom will open for both of us. So you'll have the same link and then we can see each other, and that's really, really great. So I highly recommend Zoom. I can do my live training there. I do all my coaching calls on there. I do my group coaching meetings. It's on there. I can see people or I can mute them. I mean, there's so many things, and I can record everything and also screen share. So highly recommend Zoom. And then Loom is a little bit different. Loom is when I actually record a class. So for example, Loom allows me to record my screen and a little photo of me. I mean, there's a me on the side, and I can choose the size, either small or large. And then that allows me to explain what you see on the screen. I can also record myself directly. So for any online courses you guys want to do, use Loom. Or you can use Zoom too, but Loom is so much better because there's the little face of yours, and then you can point, and it's really cool. Loom is also free. I think there's an upgrade version, but it's also free. All right, guys. Sending you a lot of kisses from Romania. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I'd love to hear what tools you find the most important and what are you going to use for your own business. And if you have any other recommendation or other tools you want to share with me, please feel free to comment below. I do have a gift for you. I actually made a PDF guide with those tools that I'm using online, and I'm gonna leave the link down below. Simply click the link and you can download this for you. Thank you again for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Thursday. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified every week when I launch a video like this. Thank you again and have a good day. Bye-bye. And you can download this for your list, a PDF guide on about